Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going over my current skincare routine. This is a very requested video here on my channel. Other than like my concealer videos, reviews, that kind of thing, you guys always want to know what my skincare routine is, and I didn't want to post a dedicated skincare video before I had kind of like a solid setup laid down, before I had products that I was using on a regular basis that I was repurchasing, because when I first started skincare, I really wanted to just test everything out. And so as soon as I would run out of a moisturizer, I'd go and I'd buy a different one. As soon as I'd run out of eye cream, I'd go and I'd buy a different one. Same with serums, same with anything on my face, cleansers even. I always buy new stuff, but I made it a point this year to keep everything that I've got the same for a while. So now that I have that behind me, like a solid 6 months of using the exact same products over and over again and having really nice results, I thought, what better time to show you guys my skincare than now? So let's start off with my morning routine. So the first thing that I grab for my morning routine is my cleanser, and this is the third bottle that I've purchased from this brand. This is the Youth to the People Kale Green Tea Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser. It's a really long name, but it's such a nice cleanser. It's mild enough to where it's not going to feel like you completely stripped your skin of any oil, but it does foam up enough to where you do feel like your skin is nice and clean by the end of it. I love using it in the shower. I love using it every morning in order to get rid of anything that I've placed on my skin overnight, because sometimes I do have like the occasional night mask, or sometimes I do spot treat like different blemishes. This takes care of it, removes everything, and I can just start the day with a nice squeaky clean face, but it doesn't feel excessively dry. Now, before I get into all of the other products, I should mention, I just thought of this, but I should mention, as far as my skin goes, I tend to be oily here along the T-zone, pretty oily just depending on the day, but I'm also a little bit drier on the mouth. So I would say I'm more like a combination, but leaning more oily. Just thought I'd mention that in case you're curious. Now, after cleanser, I usually go in with a toner. This one is the one that I've been using for a while now. This is the Versed Weekend Glow Daily Brightening Solution. I use about 2 to 3 pumps of this on a cotton round and just swipe it all over the face, down the neck, and sometimes even down to the chest area. I feel like we absolutely neglect the neck and the chest. At least I used to. So I've made it a point to always remind myself to bring everything down the neck and onto the chest. This little guy is meant to address dullness, aging, as well as acne-prone skin, which I have. It's really gentle on the skin. The scent is very mild, and it leaves the skin feeling nice, fresh, and ready to go for serum. Now for the daytime, this is the serum that I've been grabbing. This is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5 solution. This stuff is so good. It leaves the skin feeling nice and moisturized and plump and just hydrated, but without feeling like it's too much or without feeling heavy, and it does not linger on the face. It definitely sinks in after a little bit. Usually I will just take the dropper that it comes with and just do 3 drops, 1 in the center of the forehead and 1 on each cheek, and then I go in and massage it into the skin. It's very, very nice and light afterward, and it just leaves the skin feeling like skin, and like I said, just plump and hydrated and just healthy. I was using the niacinamide and zinc solution, but since I introduced the Versed solution before the serum, once I finished that one, I decided to purchase this one instead. I'm about halfway done with it, and so far, I really like it, as well as the price point. The price point on The Ordinary, they're known for having really high quality products at minimal prices. So how can you not test out a few of their serums? I might look into doing a different one once I run out of this one, but so far I really, really like it. Definitely one that I would recommend. Now for the eyes, I use a completely different combination of serum and moisturizer than I do for the face. I've read and I've heard that you don't necessarily need to do that. Personally, I just like to do that because I feel like I address different concerns around the eye than I do around the face. Now, the serum that I've been using for a few months, like the last several months, and that I am getting ready to repurchase because I'm pretty sure I'm running out, is this one here from Dr. Dennis Gross. This is the Triple Correction Eye eye serum. I absolutely love this serum and I will continue to repurchase this. I know it's a bit pricey, but it does go a long way. I only use one pump in the morning and then one pump at night. And sometimes at night I do switch it up with another serum that I have, but for the most part, it's always this one. I love the fact that not only can I use it underneath the eyes, but I can also use it on the lids. It's gentle enough to use all around the eye, and the retinol, of course, is a plus. I love retinol around the eye, and the results that I've gotten with this are pretty good. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I've noticed the under eye area definitely looking a bit more plump. My fine lines kind of, you know, softening up a little bit. Like, I don't think I would ever be able to get rid of any fine lines. Like, we all have them underneath the eye, but they don't look as deep as they did before. I really, really love this stuff. I will continue to use it. I will continue to repurchase it. I love using this one with my Pacifica. These are the reusable under eye masks. So sometimes what I will do is I will, especially at nighttime, I will apply some of this serum underneath the eyes, and then I'll just cover it up with my eye masks. These are reusable, like I said. All you have to do is just take them out one by one. They have a sticky side and they have a soft side. Of course, you want the sticky side down. And what I do is I just apply the serum and then I take the little eye mask. I gently place it underneath the eye. Now you want to place your serums right under the eye. I would say maybe like no further than the hollow line, because as soon as the white side gets wet, it loses its stickiness. And so instead of acting like a mask, it'll just start running down your face. Trust me, I've done that. I really love these, especially because eye masks can be quite pricey. I know I was using them all the time and I was purchasing them all the time. So I decided instead of doing that, I would purchase these, and that way I can get the most out of my serum underneath the eyes on certain days, you know? Like if I have time to throw on a mask, I'll just use this with the serum and I'm good to go. Now for moisturizers, I am using two, one for the face and one for the eyes, of course. One that I'm using for the face at the moment is this one here from You to the People. It is their Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream. Before this one, I was using the one from Glow Recipe. It was their Plump Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer, I believe. That moisturizer and this moisturizer are pretty identical as far as how they go on and what they feel like on the skin. I love them both because they do make the skin feel really nice and moisturized, but without feeling oily or like you put too much on. They're not thick whatsoever. If you have oily skin, even if you have dry skin, I think that you would really love these moisturizers because they don't feel heavy on the skin. I know perhaps, especially sometimes when I feel dry, especially around the mouth, like I really want moisture, but I don't want it to feel thick. I don't want it to feel slick personally. I just feel like when I apply those types of moisturizers onto the skin, my makeup just doesn't settle or sit the same way on my skin as when I use moisturizers that just feel a lot lighter but still provide moisture. This one is definitely like that, very lightweight. It doesn't take a whole lot of time in order to sink into the skin, and it doesn't leave you feeling excessively oily or like it's just too much. So it provides the right amount of moisture, but without feeling gross. Now for eye cream, this is my current baby. This is my current obsession, and this is my second jar, which I don't typically do. When it comes to eye creams, especially like eye creams, eye serums, I'm always looking for something that's better than the last, something that's better than what I just finished. This is my second jar, and I'm getting ready to purchase a third because it's getting pretty low. This is from Summer Fridays. This is their Light Aura Vitamin C and Peptide Eye Cream. I really love this stuff. Not only is it lightweight, but it's also very moisturizing, and it gives a little bit of brightening to the under eye area because as you can see, it's tinted a little orange, a little peach. And as soon as you apply it, it just goes on feeling so super smooth, and it brightens. Like I said, it brightens a little bit, just a tiny bit, because it really doesn't have a whole lot of tint. I love the way that it feels underneath the eyes. It keeps everything very hydrated, but without being too hydrated that my makeup is just going to kind of glide all over the place underneath the eyes. I want my makeup to stay put, but I don't want it to look excessively dry, especially for me, because personally I love matte concealers. Matte concealers over hydrating concealers for me pretty much on a regular basis, like more often than not. And since I do use a matte formula, I need my base to be nice and hydrated. Like right now, I have on the Huda Beauty, the Faux Filter Concealer, which is one of my favorites. Like, this concealer is definitely one of my favorites. Have that on right now, and I don't have to set it with any kind of a setting powder. It looks really nice and smooth and hydrated and plump. I just love the way that this concealer looks underneath the eyes. Of course, I also have a color corrector underneath, so it helps hide everything really, really well. I think let me know if you guys want me to do like an updated concealer routine, because it has changed a little bit, and this might be my favorite under eye routine that I've ever done. So let me know if you want to see that. Let me pull you guys forward so that you can see the under eye area up close. So you see that? Very, very nice and hydrated, as well as completely concealed. So if you were to ask me what I'm using underneath the eyes in order to have them look the way that they do right now, I would say it's definitely these, because this has not changed. This combination has not changed for a few months, and I really love the results that I'm getting using these two. And last but not least, for my daytime routine is a sunscreen. You gotta wear sunscreen. Now, depending on what I'm gonna be doing with my skin for the day, I will either grab the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Sunscreen or the Lip Tinted Hue Guard Mineral Sunscreen. If I'm not gonna be wearing makeup, or if I'm gonna be wearing very minimal makeup, then I'll grab the Glow Recipe sunscreen. It's gonna give you this beautiful, radiant glow, this really nice, healthy dewiness to the skin. And of course, it's also protecting the skin. Like, you're not gonna need a highlighter. You're not really gonna need much of anything with the sunscreen. It really does make your skin look beautiful and radiant and kind of even. I don't know. I really, really love using this on its own, because it does give the appearance of just healthiness to the skin. Like, your skin is nice and moisturized, and you've had enough water for the day. The lip tinted one is not like that, in that it is not going to leave you with this beautiful, like, radiant glow. But I really love the shade on this, because it goes on without leaving a white cast behind. So you just rub it into the skin like you would. It goes on like a moisturizer. It feels very, very lightweight, and it wears beautifully under makeup. I mean, you don't see a white cast with either, but you can clearly see the difference. So this one just looks nice and moisturized, whereas this one looks very, very radiant and just dewy. I really, really like them both, but of course, for different reasons. So now for my nighttime routine. If I have makeup on that day, then it's going to start off a little bit differently than when I don't. When I do have makeup, like today, tonight my skincare is going to start off with a pre-cleanse, and this is from Dermalogica. Whenever I wear makeup, heavy makeup, even minimal sometimes, honestly, I want to make sure that I get it all off, which is why I will always double cleanse. I know some people don't like it. Personally, I feel like I get everything off when I double cleanse. If I just cleanse once and then I apply everything else, I just feel like my skin isn't clean enough to accept everything else. I don't know, maybe it's just up here, maybe it's not, but personally, I just feel the need to double cleanse when I wear a full face of makeup. I use this guy from Dermalogica, and it takes care of everything. It smells amazing. It also gets rid of everything. So regardless of what I have on the skin, it just completely melts everything away. You use it on dry skin, so I'll go in with one full pump, and I'll just start massaging my skin, massaging the eyes, the neck area, you know, around the ears, just trying to get all of the makeup off. And then you go in with water, and the oil turns into a cleanser, and it completely washes everything away, regardless of what it is. If it's waterproof, if it's not, if it's multiple layers, but just one layer, this gets rid of it all. The only gripe that I have about this is the packaging, because it leaks so much, okay? It leaks everywhere, like just all around here. That's why I was able to smell it just by smelling the bottle, because it leaks. It's kind of annoying because product does get wasted by coming out of places that it's not supposed to come out of. And I'm just constantly leaving like oily rings around. It's just, the packaging is awful. But the product inside, formula, I love it. After the pre-cleanse, my routine continues the way that it does in the morning, which is with the Youth to the People cleanser, followed by my Verse Daily Brightening Solution. And every other day, I still use the Hyaluronic Acid and B5 formula from The Ordinary. However, in the days between the Ordinary serum, I will use the Retinol and Niacinamide Youth Serum from Youth to the People. This stuff, I don't understand why more people are not talking about this particular product. I have noticed a difference within, I noticed a difference within like 2 weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. I was starting to notice that my frown lines up here, like you can still kind of see them right now, but I was starting to notice them like pretty much all the time. These right here that get created when I do this by my brows, and also here along the center of the eyes, center of the brows. I was noticing them more and more, and you know, I just accepted the fact that like we age, it's okay, like it's not a big deal. But as soon as I introduced this into my routine, I'm like, it kind of like started to disappear a little bit. I don't know. So far, I'm kind of like amazed by this particular one, this one. Same with my smile lines. Like, look, like I can start to see them not disappearing completely, obviously, but they have been looking a little less pronounced in my opinion. So this is definitely one that is going to stay in my routine. It is pricey, of course, but it's definitely worth it. And you're only using it once every other day or once 2 to 3 times a week. It's going to last you, you know, it's definitely going to last you. So personally, I will continue to purchase it and it's worth the splurge. Now, after my serum, this is when I sometimes will use my Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Elastic Lifting Eye Serum, or I will use my Dennis Gross Serum. Either one of these, they're both very, very lightweight, and I've seen an improvement under the eyes with both of them because, you know, I have been using this one as well, and I will switch them off as far as like masking under the eyes with both of these, but I usually only use it at nighttime, and I use it like, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week because this is pretty strong. Like it is pretty strong. So I don't want to use it on a regular basis. This one is a little bit more gentle, which is why I grab this one all the time, like morning and nighttime. But this one's really strong. So I keep it to 2 to 3 times a week. However, it's really, really good for the under eye area. It has hyaluronic acid. So like I said, I've seen the lines kind of plump up a little bit and the elasticity just, it all looks a little bit better underneath the eyes. And I attribute it to these two at nighttime and during the day. And then of course I go in with the same eye cream that I do during the day. So I'm still using Summer Fridays morning and night. And of course I follow that up with the same Youth to the People moisturizer for the face. Now this next step is not something that I use on a regular basis, but it is absolutely something that I grab when I'm noticing like blemishes that don't want to go away. Like that is when I will take out my Avera Glow Clear Skin Elixir. This is an overnight mask. You're only supposed to do a very like thin layer of this, and you're supposed to kind of do it all over the face, but I like to do a little bit thicker of a layer, and I just kind of spot treat. So like I've been dealing with this blemish, so I'll just spot treat it there. I was dealing with something right here, so I spot treated it here along the chin. And usually by the next day, the blemish has reduced in size or it's come out so that you can, you know, get rid of it, if you know what I mean. It's really nice. It's very gentle. It smells a little funky, you know, not gonna lie, it smells a little funky, but it does work. It does work. And yeah, I always grab it, and I've grabbed it for years whenever I'm dealing with breakouts. And the last thing that I will do for nighttime is drench my lips with my Hydro Melt Lip Mask from Sigma Beauty. I love this lip mask so much because it is very, very hydrating, but it doesn't get in your mouth like most lip oils or lip masks tend to do, especially at nighttime. Like I don't want to be dealing with that when I'm trying to fall asleep, whether it be a lip balm, a lip oil, a lip mask. I've tried them all and I've tried plenty, and they always tend to get into my mouth and just they taste gross. This one stays in place. It makes your lips look nice and juicy and plump, and it hydrates them. So by morning, you don't have to worry about having dry, crusty lips. They're nice and hydrated and ready to go. So that completes it. That's my entire skincare routine for morning and night. I do use masks every once in a while, not as often as I used to, which is why I didn't include them in today's video. I find that if you find the right products and you use them consistently and you use the right products together, that's what's going to make the most difference, not necessarily just like throwing on a sheet mask every once in a while or putting on a clay mask every once in a while and calling it good. You know, those are, for me now, that's just kind of like an extra pampering step, something that I like to do because it feels nice, it smells good, it sets the mood, but not necessarily something that I have to have in order to achieve like really nice results. So that's why I didn't include it. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I like to keep my skincare pretty minimal. I know it's not super minimal, like 3 products, but it's minimal for me. Now, before I go, I'd like to mention today's channel spotlight, which belongs to Imani Bautista. I'm not sure how she pronounces it. She's a beauty and lifestyle content creator here on YouTube, and I just love her energy, her personality. It really shines through her videos. It's just... Watch just one of her videos and you'll know what I'm talking about. She'll post vlogs, she does beauty product reviews, she does favorites videos, you know, all the good stuff. So make sure that you check her channel out. I will leave it linked in the description box below. And don't forget, if you are a small content creator here on YouTube, or you know a small content creator here on YouTube and you'd like to see their channels mentioned in a future video, make sure that you leave them in the comment section down below so that I can check it out. I want to help out as many small YouTube content creators as I can, because I know how hard it can be to get, you know, the first couple thousand subscribers, the first 10,000 subscribers, views even. So if I can help in any way, I'd like to do that. Make sure you leave them in the comment section below, and that way I can feature them in a future video. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's skincare routine and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.